A lot of you get in touch today and they say, we don't like that Cesar.
To say we've never had so many complaints about a guest.
Cesar Milan has become famous as the dog whisperer, the man who can tame the most untrainable dogs. But now he's being sued, accused of having a pit bull that bit humans and even killed Queen Latifah's dog.
I blamed me, and then I felt really sad. The humans can be that way. And then my heart went into, I don't deserve love.
Cesar Milan isn't just some random person. He's someone who's been on screens all over the world teaching people how to get along with their pets. He grew up in Mexico, on a farm where animals were everywhere, and he learned early on that he had a gift. Dogs listened to him. They didn't just obey, they seemed to trust him like he understood something about them that nobody else did. He moved to the United States with big dreams and not much else, crossing the border with almost nothing in his pockets. From there, he built a life that sounds like something out of a movie. He started small, working with dogs nobody else could handle, and soon he was famous. People called him a genius. TV shows came knocking, and before long millions knew his name. That's the Cesar Milan we think we know. But what if that's only part of the picture? What if his name carries more than just fame? Now picture this. You're flipping through channels late at night, and there he is, Cesar, standing in a yard with a growling dog, his voice steady, his eyes sharp. You've seen it before, but this time you wonder what's he like when the cameras stop rolling. Does he ever lose that calm? Does he ever look at his life and think about something bigger, something heavier? His name pops up in this title about a life sentence, and suddenly you're not just thinking about dogs anymore. You're thinking about him, the man behind the tricks and the TV fame. What could tie Cesar Milan to something as serious as a life sentence? It's not what you expect from a guy who spends his days with wagging tails and happy owners. That's the pull here. His name alone makes you curious because it doesn't fit with the rest of the words. Let's keep going. Cesar's life has always been about control. He teaches people how to take charge of their dogs, how to be the leader. He's got this way about him, like nothing rattles him. Owners hand over their pets, desperate for help, and he delivers every time. It's almost too perfect, right? You start to wonder if there's ever been a moment where he wasn't in control, where something slipped through his fingers. Maybe it's not about dogs at all. Maybe it's about him. His name in that title hints at something locked away, something he's kept quiet. Did he make a mistake somewhere along the way? Did his past catch up with him? You can't help but lean in, wanting to know more because Cesar Milan isn't supposed to be the one in trouble. He's the fixer, not the one who needs fixing. Think about how he got here. He didn't just wake up famous, he worked for it, starting from nothing. Back in Mexico, he was a kid running around with animals, watching how they moved, how they thought. He crossed into the US illegally at first, chasing a chance to make it big. That takes guts. He could have been caught, sent back, but he kept going. He found jobs, cleaned kennels, and slowly built a name for himself. People started talking about this guy who could tame any dog. Then came the TV show, the books, the whole empire. It's a story that makes you cheer for him. But every story has shadows, doesn't it? What if while he was climbing up, something happened? What if there's a piece of his life he's never told us about? His name tied to a life sentence makes you wonder if there's a secret buried in all that success. Here's where it gets really interesting. Cesar's whole thing is understanding animals, reading them like an open book. What if that skill comes from somewhere deeper? What if he's had to read people too, maybe dodge trouble, keep his own life in line? He's 55 now, old enough to have seen a lot, done a lot. Maybe he's been running from something all this time, and we never noticed because he's so good at keeping it together. His name in this title isn't just a name anymore. It's a question mark. Did he do something? Did someone do something to him? Is this life sentence real, like a judge in a courtroom, or is it something else, something he's carrying inside? You want to know, don't you? You want to peel back the layers and see what's underneath. Cesar Milan at 55 isn't the same as Cesar at 30 or 40. Back then he was the new guy, full of energy, proving himself to the world. He'd show up on TV, a young man with a big smile, turning wild dogs into best friends. People loved him for it. He was fresh, unstoppable, like someone who could do anything. But 55 is different. It's not old, not really, but it's far enough along that you've lived a lot. You've had time to make mistakes, chase dreams, maybe even bury a few secrets. When you hear at 55, you start thinking, what's he seen in all those years? What's he done that we don't know about? It's not just about getting older, it's about what that age means for him. Right now in this moment. Think about it. 55 years is a long time to build a life. Cesar started as a kid in Mexico, watching dogs on a farm, dreaming of something bigger. He crossed into the US with nothing, worked his way up, and turned into a name everyone recognizes. By 55, he's got a TV legacy, books, a whole world of fans. That's a lot to carry. But what if it's not all shiny and perfect? What if 55 is when the weight of it all catches up? You wonder, is this the age where he looks back and says, okay, time to tell the truth? Or maybe it's when someone else says it for him. That little phrase, at 55, makes you curious because it feels like a turning point, like the calm before something big breaks loose. Now let's dig a little deeper. Most people don't think about 55 as special. It's not 50, with its big parties, or 60. When you start slowing down, it's just there. In the middle. Quiet. But that's why it's so interesting here. Why not 54, or 56? Why does this title pin it on 55? It's almost like a clue, teasing you to figure it out. Has Cesar been counting the years, waiting for this exact spot? Maybe he's been holding on to something, and 55 is when he can't keep it in anymore. Or maybe it's when the world finally sees past the dog whisperer, and into the man. You want to know what's different about him now. What's pushing this moment into the spotlight? Here's where your mind starts racing. At 55, Cesar's not a beginner anymore. He's done the hard stuff, climbed the ladder, faced the cameras. He's got scars from life, even if we don't see them on TV. He's been married, divorced, raised kids, built a business. That's a full plate. But at 55 sounds like there's more, like all those years were leading to this. Is it a celebration gone wrong? A secret spilling out? You picture him at 55, maybe standing alone somewhere, thinking about everything he's been through. Does he feel proud, or does he feel trapped? That age makes you wonder what's behind his eyes. Now what's changed since we last saw him grinning with a dog by his side? Let's keep going. 55 could mean anything. For some, it's when you settle down, enjoy what you've made. For others, it's when you start asking big questions. For Cesar, with this life sentence talk, it feels like the second one. What's he asking himself at 55? Is he looking at his past, wondering if he missed something? Or is he facing something new, something he can't walk away from? You start imagining him at this age, maybe a little grayer, a little quieter, but still that guy who knows how to take charge. Only now, you're not sure what he's in charge of. Is it still dogs, or is it his own story? That number, 55, keeps you guessing because it's so specific, so pointed, like it's daring you to ask why. And here's the real pull. At 55, people expect you to have it together. Cesar spent years looking like he does. He's the guy who fixes chaos, who makes everything right. But what if, at 55, the chaos is his? What if this is the age where the mask slips? You can almost see it, him sitting somewhere, maybe with a dog nearby, but his mind's far away. 55 years of keeping it steady. And now, something's shaking loose. Is it guilt? A fight? A truth he's tired of hiding? That's what gets you. At 55 isn't just when this happens, it's why it matters. It's the age that makes you think there's a story we've missed, a chapter he's finally ready to show us. Let quotes start with what we think of when we hear life sentence. Most people picture a courtroom, someone in handcuffs, a crime too big to forgive. It's forever, no way out, locked up until the end. So when you see it next to Cesar Milan's name, your brain scrambles. Cesar's the dog whisperer, the guy who fixes problems, not the one causing them. He spent years teaching people how to control their pets, how to bring order. Could he really be facing something like that? Did he do something we never saw coming? You start picturing him in a different light. Not with a leash in his hand, but maybe standing somewhere quiet, facing a past we didn't know about. That's where the curiosity kicks in. What could he have done? But hold on, maybe it's not that simple. A life sentence doesn't always mean jail. It could be something deeper, something inside him. What if it's not about a crime, but a weight he's carrying? Cesar's 55 now, and that's a lot of years to pile up regrets or promises. Maybe this life sentence is a choice he made, a promise he can't break, or a burden he's stuck with. You wonder, was it about his work, his family, his own heart? He spent his life taming dogs, but what if there's something in him he can't tame? That idea pulls you in, because it's not what you expect. It's not a headline about a bad guy. It's a mystery about a man we thought we understood. Now, think about Cesar's world. He's built everything around being steady. Dogs trust him because he doesn't waver. People watch him because he's the one who knows what to do. But life sentence shakes that picture. If it's real, like a legal thing, you start guessing. Was there a fight? A mistake? Something from way back when he first came to the US. He crossed the border with nothing. Built a life from scratch. Maybe there's a shadow in that story. Or maybe it's new. Something that happened while we weren't looking. You can almost see it, Cesar, calm as ever, but with a secret eating at him. What's he hiding? What's big enough to trap him for life? Let's flip it again. What if it's not about breaking the law at all? What if this life sentence is his own doing? Cesar's spent years helping others, but maybe he's locked himself into something. He's famous for saying dogs need a leader, but what if he's the one who's been led by his past, his choices, his need to keep going? At 55, maybe he's looking at his life and seeing a path he can't leave. Is it guilt? A promise to someone? A fight he can't win? You start wondering what keeps him up at night, what he sees when the cameras are off. That's the pull, it could be anything, and you want to know which one it is. Picture this. Cesar's out there, maybe walking a dog like always, but now you're not so sure what's behind his eyes. Life sentence makes you rethink him. He's the guy who fixes messes, but what if he's the mess this time? If it's a real sentence, you imagine the shock fans' stunned headlines screaming. What could he have done? Something with money? A clash with someone? Or is it quieter, like a personal trap he's built? Maybe he's stuck reliving something. A moment he can't escape. You're curious because it doesn't fit. Cesar's life looks free, but these words say he's caught, and you need to know how. Keep going with that thought. He's 55, and life sentence hits harder because of it. If he's facing this now, what's it mean for all the years before? Was he running from it? Hiding it? He's been so good at showing us control, but maybe he's been fighting something bigger than any dog. If it's a court thing, you wonder when it happened. Was it years ago, buried deep or fresh and raw? If it's personal, you think about his divorce, his kids, his climb to fame. Did something break along the way? You can almost hear him saying it, quiet and steady. This is my life now. But why? What locked him in? Here's where it really grabs you. Life sentence isn't just words, it's a door cracking open. You want to peek inside. Is he a victim? A villain? Or just a guy who's human like the rest of us? Cesar spent his life teaching balance, but maybe he's off balance now. If it's jail, you picture the fall, fame to nothing. If it's his soul, you see the struggle. Success that doesn't feel like enough. Either way, you're hooked. You want the story, the truth behind those two words. Did he choose this? Did it choose him? At 55, with everything he's built, how does a life sentence fit? Think about what confirmed means. It's not a guess or a maybe, it's done. Set. No turning back. For Cesar Milan, the guy we know as the dog whisperer, this hits different. He's spent years being the one who fixes things. Who knows the answers? Dogs listen to him. People trust him, and he's built a whole world on that. So when you hear confirmed, tied to a life sentence, your mind races. Did he just admit something? Picture him on a quiet night, maybe looking at a camera, or sitting with a friend, saying, yeah, it's true. What's he confirming? A mistake? A fight? Something he's been running from. You want to know because this isn't the Cesar we're used to. This is a man stepping into a spotlight we didn't expect. Now, let's play with that idea. What if it's not Cesar talking? What if someone else confirmed it? Maybe a friend, a reporter, someone who dug up dirt. Cesar's 55, and he's been around long enough for people to watch him close. He's famous, after all. People love him, but fame means eyes everywhere. Could someone have found a crack in his story? You start imagining it, a voice breaking the silence saying, we've got proof. Proof of what? A secret from his past. Something he did when he first came to the US. Or maybe something fresh, a mess he couldn't clean up. That word confirmed makes you wonder who's behind it, who's pulling the curtain back. Here's where it gets juicy. Cesar's life has always looked steady. He walks into a room, takes charge, and leaves with everything calm. But confirmed shakes that. If he's the one saying it, you picture him at 55, maybe tired, maybe ready to stop pretending. He's been the hero for so long. Did he finally let something slip? Did he sit down one day and think, I can't carry this anymore? You can almost hear his voice, low and sure, telling us what's real. But if it's not him, if it's someone else, you start guessing who. An old friend he trusted. A stranger with a grudge. The curiosity builds, because confirmed isn't just a word, it's a door swinging open, and you want to see what's inside. Let's keep going. Cesar's story is one we think we know. Kid from Mexico, crossed the border, made it big. He's the guy who turned dogs into stars, and himself into a name. But confirmed makes you question that story. What if there's a piece we missed? What if all those years of control were covering something up? At 55, with a life sentence in the mix, this word feels like a lock clicking shut. Did he confirm it because he had to? Was he caught, or did he choose to? You wonder what led to this week's, months, years of whispers finally turning solid. It's not just about what's true, it's about why it's true now. And that's what keeps you hooked. Picture this scene. Cesar's out there, maybe with a dog like always, but now there's a shadow. Confirmed changes how you see him. If he said it, you imagine him looking straight at us. No more hiding. What's he feeling? Relief? Shame? Strength? He's spent his life teaching us how to face problems, but now he's facing one, and he's not dodging it. If someone else confirmed it, you see him cornered, maybe quiet, maybe angry. Who had the power to say it? Who knew enough to make it stick? You're curious because this isn't a rumor anymore. It's real. And someone made sure of it. That's the pull. Who's behind the word, and what do they know? Let's dig a little more. Confirmed isn't soft. It's hard, final. Like a judge's word or a promise kept. For Cesar at 55, it's a big deal. He's not young, not old, but right in the middle, looking back and forward. Did he confirm this to clear his name? To own it? Or was it ripped out of him? You start thinking about his life, the divorce, the kids, the fame. Was it tied to that? Or something darker, something we never guessed? He's been so good at keeping things smooth, but now confirmed says the smoothness is gone. What broke it? What's he been holding? You want to know because this word turns a maybe into a yes, and that changes everything. Let's start with what as truth feels like. It's heavy, isn't it? When something's labeled true, there's no wiggle room left. For Cesar Milan, the guy we know as the dog whisperer, this is a game changer. He's spent years showing us how to fix dogs, how to make things right. His life looked like a straight line. Work hard, win big, keep smiling. But now, at 55, with a life sentence confirmed as truth, you wonder what we've missed. Was there always a shadow behind that smile? You picture him standing there, maybe quiet for once, and you ask, is this truth something he's proud of? Something he's ashamed of? Or just something he can't hide anymore? It's pulling you in because truth isn't soft, it's sharp, and it cuts through everything we thought we knew. Now think about this. Truth doesn't just show up out of nowhere, it builds, it waits, it hides until the time's right. So when you hear as truth with Cesar, you start wondering how long it's been sitting there. Was it there when he was a kid in Mexico, running around with dogs? Or when he crossed the border, chasing a dream? Maybe it grew while he was building his name, step by step, until he couldn't outrun it. At 55, with all he's done, this truth feels like a guest that's been waiting to knock. Did he know it was coming? Did he fight it? You're curious because truth like this doesn't slip out easy. It's big, it's loud, and it's got a story behind it. Let's keep going. Cesar's world is all about trust. Dogs trust him, people trust him. We trust him to know what he's doing. But as truth makes you rethink that trust. If this life sentence is real, where does that leave him? Is the truth a crack in the perfect picture he's painted? You start imagining it, maybe he's confessing something, saying this is me, this is real. Or maybe someone else is saying it for him, peeling back the layers. What's the truth here? A mistake? A secret? Something that changes how we see him? You want to know because truth isn't just facts, it's feelings, it's weight, and this one's heavy enough to stick with him for life. Picture this. Cesar's out there, same as always, but now you're looking closer. As truth isn't a whisper, it's a shout. If he's calling it true, you see him at 55, maybe tired, maybe free, laying it all out. What's he saying? Is it a burden he's carried? A choice he made, or is it something forced on him, something he can't shake? You wonder what's behind his eyes now. He's always been the fixer, but maybe this truth says he's human too. You're hooked because it's not just about what's true, it's about why it's true, and what it does to him. Let's dig deeper. Truth can be a mirror. At 55, Cesar's had time to look at his life. Has he seen this coming? Has he wrestled with it in quiet moments? Maybe this truth is why he's so good with dogs, because he knows what it's like to fight something inside. Or maybe it's new, a shock that's turned everything upside down. You start guessing, is it about his past? His family? His work? The curiosity grows because as truth isn't vague, it's clear, but it's still a mystery. What's he facing? What's real enough to tie him down forever? You can almost hear him say it, steady and sure, but what's he feeling underneath? Here's the real pull. As truth makes it personal. It's not just a fact, it's his fact. At 55, with a life sentence confirmed, this truth is his shadow now. Did he choose it? Did it choose him? You picture him alone, maybe with a dog nearby, and you wonder what he's thinking. Is he at peace? Is he trapped? The truth isn't just words, it's his life, and that's what keeps you asking. Was it always there, waiting, or did it sneak up on him? You're curious because this isn't the Cesar we know, this is Cesar with something real, something we can't ignore. Let's start here. The full picture isn't just a finish line, it's a promise. Up until now we've had bits and pieces. Cesar at 55, a life sentence, something confirmed as truth. It's like looking through a foggy window, catching glimpses but not the whole view. Now this part says we're wiping the glass clean. You wonder, is this where we see the real Cesar Milan? Not just the dog whisperer, not just the guy with the calm voice and the magic touch, but the man behind it all. It pulls you in because it's not about one thing, it's about everything, all at once, and you want to know how it fits. Think about Cesar's life for a second. He's the guy who came from nothing, a kid in Mexico who loved dogs and turned that love into fame. He crossed borders, worked hard, built a name. We've seen him on TV, fixing problems, making people smile. That's the picture we've had, bright, clean, simple. But the full picture hints there's more. What's been out of frame? At 55, with a life sentence in the mix, you start imagining shadows we never noticed. Did something happen along the way, something he buried, or something that's been chasing him? You're curious because this isn't just a snapshot, it's the whole story, and it might not be as pretty as we thought. Now let's play with that. What if the full picture is a surprise? Picture Cesar standing there, same as always, but now we see what's behind him. Maybe it's a choice he made years ago, something he can't undo. Or maybe it's a fight he's been in, quiet and hidden, until now. At 55, with everything confirmed as truth, this could be the moment where the mask falls. You start wondering, is it a legal mess, a personal one, something that changes how we see his whole journey? It's pulling you in because the full picture isn't just facts, it's feelings, it's secrets, and it's got weight. Let's keep going. Cesar's always been about control. He walks into chaos, takes over, leaves it better. That's his thing. But the full picture makes you ask, what if he's not in control this time? What if this is where we see him stumble? At 55, with a life sentence confirmed, maybe the full picture shows a man who's human, not a hero. You picture him looking back, at the dogs, the fame, the year, and saying, this is all of it. But what's all of it? Is it pride, regret, a trap he's stuck in? You're hooked because this isn't about one piece, it's about every piece, and you need to know how they lock together. Here's where it gets real. The full picture could mean anything. Maybe it's Cesar telling us himself, sitting down and saying, here's my life, take it or leave it. You imagine him at 55, a little older, a little worn, spilling it all. What's he been carrying? What's this life sentence really about? Or maybe it's not him talking. Maybe it's the world, piecing it together for him. Friends, family, someone who knows too much. You start guessing, is it about his past in Mexico? His climb in the US? His family falling apart? The curiosity grows because the full picture isn't small, it's wide, it's deep, and it's got layers we haven't touched yet. Picture this, Cesar's out there, maybe with a dog like always, but now you see more. The full picture isn't just what he shows, it's what he's hidden. At 55, with a life sentence confirmed as truth, you wonder what's been behind the curtain. Did he fight for this life? Did he lose something to get here? You can almost see it, the kid who loved dogs, the man who made it big, and now the guy facing something forever. Is it a courtroom? A promise? A weight in his chest? You're curious because this is the end of the line. The moment where every question gets an answer, and you're dying to hear it. So, the full picture isn't just words, it's the whole deal. It takes Cesar Milan and says, look closer, there's more. It's the hook that keeps you guessing, the curiosity that won't let go. What's it show? A fall? A rise? A man we don't know yet. At 55, with everything laid bare, this is where it all lands. You want the truth, the why, the how. It's the kind of thing that sticks with you, because it's not just about Cesar, it's about what we see when the fog clears.